Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there in age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
You all wanted to know, how did I get a lower interest rate on my rental property than I do on my current primary residence? That is a great question. And basically, I follow the primary residence strategy, in which you can own 5 primary residences, for those of you who don't know that. What that allows me to do is I can buy a property, and I don't necessarily need to put 20% down as a primary residence, as long as I'm willing to live in the property for 12 months. Now, when I bought my first property, I bought it as a primary residence because that is the strategy that I follow. And I went into the Army. So there was a life-changing event that allows for me to do this. How did I know I can do this? Well, it's just research and understanding the laws of the land, right? And so with that life-changing event, especially being in the military, there's going to be a lot of respect there. There's going to be a lot. Imagine someone not giving a military veteran a loan on a property because they just had a house and they didn't want to sell it, right? That all hell would break loose. So of course they were okay with me getting a new primary residence, because the only reason I had left my primary residence was for the military. Here's the caveat: I did things so efficiently that most people would think is just literally not possible to do, right? So like, as soon as I bought my property, I immediately went into the Army. So what does that mean? Like, as soon as I bought my property, I wasn't even there for 30 days. I was already enlisted in the Army. So I already had a tenant paying the mortgage from the first month that a payment was necessary. So literally at this point in time, my tenant has been there for over 3 years, about to renew for a 4th year. My tenant has literally paid more on the property than I did to purchase the property, right? And I put 10% down with obviously closing costs and everything. 10% down on $140,000 plus closing costs and everything else came out to about $19,500. My tenant, as of now, has definitely paid more than I did for that property in terms of the down payment. And the property value has increased so much. I mean, so much. It's probably one of the better homes on the block as well. So the property value has increased so much. And I'm seeing properties go in that area for 200, 210, 230. So it's definitely getting up there in price. And I can't wait to see what it has in store for me over the next, I would say, 5 years, once we get out of this recession, because we are definitely in a recession. People are scared. People are looking for new skills. People are looking for new jobs. And the reason for that is because the skills that were once necessary are no longer needed. And people are trying to be lean and more efficient in terms of business because, you know, the world is changing around us and we're looking for more productivity. We're looking to, I think recessions are good because it literally causes people to be better. It causes us to evolve as humans in humanity. It causes us to make changes in order to truly impact the lives of others around us, to truly add a benefit, to truly literally put our money where our mouth is, right? There's no more easy money. And so when there's no longer easy money, you have to work harder for the money. And that's what Tesla is doing. That's what Facebook is doing. That's what Google is doing. We're no longer pampering those who are not feeding us, who are not supplying us with any real tangible, benefit. And so with that being said, you have to just add more value than anything that you can do to offset that value. That's why I'm looking at escrows now as something to get rid of, because they're not really adding value and they're asking for additional deposits in order to fund the accounts. Now, let's talk about that investment strategy that I am doing. You live in a house for 12 months, you can then buy another home and repeat. How do you do this strategy, Festus? You're going to need a renter in the home already in order to make this strategy work. You're absolutely right. So this is what I do. One, you can literally, if you have the benefit or privilege, you can live with family while you rent out the other home, and then you can apply for a new mortgage, especially in 2021, 2022, or even 2020 and 2019. Number two, you can rent something out like a hotel, very, very cheap hotel, while you're looking to make a new purchase or a new business decision, and rent out your primary residence as a rental to offset your debt to income. So when you buy something else, that's not an issue. Number three is, you can house hack like I did as well in this primary residence. So now that I can buy another one because I already have rental income in this property that I live in, I don't even pay the mortgage on this home as well, right? So I think one of the things that I'm very, very proud of is that when I purchased the property, when I purchased both of my properties, I've only ever had to pay one full mortgage payment combined. And I can't even really say combined because I haven't paid enough to equal the two properties combined, if that makes sense. Any payment that I did that was extra went directly towards principal and not actually towards the mortgage itself, if that makes sense to you. Yes, it goes towards the mortgage, but any payment that I personally made is really just going towards principal. Now, if you count that, then yes, I paid tens of thousands of dollars towards the principal itself. But the mortgage itself has only been paid by my tenants, right? So that's what I really wanted to get at today. The mortgage itself has only been paid by my tenants. So what do I mean by that? That means when I house hacked this property, I rented by the room. I had an elderly guy, and I also had a guy from Texas who was just here doing like iron work or something like that. And when he came, very, very nice and respectful. People were offering me money left and right when I first moved in. I'm talking 2021. Everybody was offering money left and right around October, November, December. And in 2022, same thing. People were offering me money left and right. And now in 2023, it looked like it was more settled down. There's a lot more movement in house hacking because, you're living with other people. There's some people that I told, hey, you have to find your own place. I can't continue to live with you personally. And there was some people who said, you know what, I'm looking for a month to month, or I'm not really looking to stay as long. And, that was okay too. So, house hacking is definitely different than renting out the full home like I do with the other property, because I've just had that one tenant there the whole time. And, I'm actually glad that tenant didn't accept my offer for a 2-year lease, because with the property taxes going up and the escrow going up, I actually had to raise rents. And because she didn't accept my offer, she actually got the short end of the stick, where I would have ate that cost because I had already agreed upon something. So I'm the type of guy, if I say something, that is what it is. So I promised my tenant that I'm house hacking with in this home now that I would never raise rents, right? Not knowing that property taxes go up, escrows go up, homeowners insurance goes up. And so his rent has remained the same. He only pays about $715 every single month. This man is elated right now. I'm telling you, people, he is elated. I've had people pay $800 for the smaller room that move in, right? So he's not even looking to go anywhere else. But right now, his rent would have easily been $900 just for a room in this house, which would have definitely helped a little bit more. But again, because I'm a person of my word, a man of my word, I do not increase prices when I say I won't. So now that I have tenants house hacking and my other house already has a tenant in it, I am cash flow positive. And because I'm cash flow positive, my debt to income is even better because I have additional income coming from the properties. So when I'm looking for a new property, I can actually look for a bigger and better property. And that's before interest rates obviously increase, right? With every rate increase by 1 percentage point, it erodes 10% of your purchasing power. So because it erodes 10% of my purchasing power, I have less purchasing power now than I did before. How can you figure out ways to mitigate that? You can probably buy a duplex or a multi-family home. This way they can calculate rental income in these properties already, which will allow me to purchase more property than I did in the past because my properties have been single family homes. This will allow me to get more equity in the terms of the property itself versus looking for equity in terms of value add deals. I don't really like to do value add, to be honest with you. I do a lot of home repairs and things of that nature, but it's for my benefit, not necessarily to spruce up the value of the property itself. So with that being said, you kind of understand my process. Have people pay the damn mortgage so that I can then use that money to leverage it and buy more real estate. And you can do that up to 5 times with your primary before you have to then put 20 to 25% down on a rental property purchase. And that's why I was able to get a lower interest rate on my rental property than I do now on my primary residence. That interest rate was 2.625%, and this primary residence is 2.99% because I told them I must have a rate that's lower than 3% because they first came back at 3.1, and that was without any points, people. 2.999 without any points, and I could have went down to 2.875 with like a half a point. I should have taken a deal. I didn't. It is what it is. It's all good. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like content like this, if you want me to dive a little deeper without all the, moving parts, I can definitely do that. More than happy to. And if you had anything out of that, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.